Welcome back to the channel. Now this is a rather nice piece of oak. I bought this initially thinking of using it for a resin project, but I think it's a little bit too nice for that. Some sort of natural bowl is going to be best made from something like this. Now the main area of beauty is to the side. It's in the center and across to this side. So what I'm going to try and produce is a slightly off center bowl with the center being about there, I think. I should do it. Right, I'm going to get a face plate on this side. We'll get it on the lathe, and then we should make a start. Okay, tailstock's in place. We are going to be a little bit out of balance when we start turning, so we're going to keep ourselves as safe as we can. Talking about safety, I have started recently working with JSP, and they've provided me with some equipment to help keep myself safer, and also so we can help make everybody aware of the importance of good equipment when you're turning. This is a new face mask I'm going to be using. As you can see, it's a very, very solid, heavy-duty construction, so anything flying off the lathe, it still may hurt, but it's not going to do any damage. If you want to compare, that's what I've been using for the last couple of years. It's fine, it's done a great job, but this, I think I'm going to feel a bit more comfortable with this. Also, while I'm turning, from now on and evermore, I'm going to be wearing at least a PPF 3 rated face mask. So that is the new order of the day. Right, so face shield and face mask on. I'll sharpen up the ball gouge and we shall start. Okay, initially we're going to be turning at about 500 RPM until we get this top bit turned back. It is going to be a little bit of a rough ride. Okay, it's going well. I've been kind of picking out pieces I wanted to turn back. I have to move my lathe back a little bit because it seems to be walking itself across the floor. I might go and grab some heavy things and put them across the base just to give me a little bit more stability. But as soon as I can get this high bit down a bit more, then things are going to calm down an awful lot. But you're starting to be able to see the beautiful grain we've got going on under here. And there'll be more again on this side. So, right, I will continue. Okay, we're still rocking and rolling a bit, but looking at that grain, I think it's certainly worth it. Still so many areas that we haven't touched yet, so we'll keep on going for this, try and get this turning all the way around, at least maybe up to about that area. That should get the balance sorted out an awful lot, and then we'll start thinking about what we can make from this. It's going good. I think it's definitely time to go and sharpen up again though, and shuffle my lathe back into the original position. Okay, we've got this all the way around now, but it has unveiled quite a significant crack on this side. You can see I can get it to move a little bit, and there as well. Blimey. Okay, so I think I'm gonna drop some CA glue in there, give it a good while to set, and then continue turning. But that is not safe to turn in its current condition. I think I'll take it off the lathe so I can get it into this gap better. Okay, I'm going to use the O3A thin CA glue. Okay, we'll see how this goes. And we do start to turn when it's all set. You're going to do it with great caution, because this kind of situation is more dangerous than it seems, because these are quite big pieces of wood, and if it was to shoot out, then it could hurt a bit. I'd much prefer to make a smaller ball than a quick trip to the hospital. Okay, right, we'll let that dry and come back in a little while. Okay, it's the next morning. The CA glue we put in the cracks has had time to do its job, but we are going to keep a very, very close eye on them anyway, just in case. Now, also, I've had a chance to review the footage from yesterday, and at some point I didn't realise, but I had the air hose resting on the end of the lathe, and the other end touching the camera boom arm, and the vibrations transferred up to the camera, so I do apologise if that spoiled your viewing a little bit. But anyway, all sorted out now. I've made a shelf for the bottom of the lathe and put a ridiculously large bit of rock on there, so hopefully we can keep vibrations down to a minimum. I'm sharpened up and we shall continue. Next order of business is to try and get rid of a bit more of this. I'm not sure if I'll get rid of it all, and then start thinking about what we're going to do for a foot. Okay, it's going well. I like the shape. We are going to leave that. I don't want to do any more huge amounts of turning on this, otherwise it will become too small. Now we've got an awful lot of beautiful grain around here, so we are going to make a wing for this. So we're going to base that into the design. Whether or not we lose some extremities, I'm not sure yet, but I'll keep on going with it as is for as long as I can before I make some more decisions. So next stage is fine-tune the shape, put a recess and a foot on this, and then sand. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Recess is all nicely sorted out. We've got some nice little bit of detail now on this edge. So ready for sanding. I'll let you watch a bit of it, and I shall bring you back when it's all done. Okay, sanding went well. I'm just going to clean out the pores of the wood with some isopropyl, and then we'll put a finish on. Burl grain in this is just absolutely gorgeous. Right, I'll let this evaporate and then we'll put a finish on. Isopropyl alcohol has done its job and evaporated. And now we're going on with a house feed and wax. And I'll give this a good coating. And we'll let it sit in for about 20-30 minutes and then we'll rub it back. Okay, right, I'll let this soak in, then I'll rub it in, and I shall bring you back when we've turned it around, and we can start on the other side. Okay, we're all turned around. I had a couple of broken screws, so I've just quickly removed those. And then what we're going to do is just quickly mark on the top here, where the outside of our bowl is going to live. I'll allow for a little bit of a safe area on the outside for fine tuning. And the inside of the bowl is probably going to be around somewhere there. Right, now I've got a feeling that these wing areas are going to look too big and a bit strange, so I do have a plan for those, so stick around and I'll show you what we're going to do. Well, I think we're going to do. Right, so first of all, I'll start to take down the wings a little bit and then we'll start hollowing out. Okay, that's taken the wings down a fair bit. We're down to about ½ an inch at the most on the sides. Now, I am very wary of these cracks that we've got on these sides. They seem to be holding together, but I am still worried about them. Now, what I'm wanting to do is to maybe create some sort of spiral pattern on this, which goes from the outside of this area here around there, and then slowly starts to taper in to the edge and then comes out again. Be quite an organic kind of shape, but I'm not sure. I've never really done anything like that before. I'll just get a pen out and I'll kind of show you what I mean. This is the beautiful area around here. This is what we're wanting to try and keep. So if I go from the extremity, that would be the outside of the line. Imagine kind of like a curve there. I'm just spinning this, I'm just slowly moving the pen out. I need to move it a bit further than that. A bit faster, sorry. Kind of like that, I think. I think that would look quite nice, and it would allow us to save a lot of this beautiful grain here without it looking too much. Okay, now what's the best way to cut that? Right, I think I'm going to take this up all over to my bandsaw. Yeah, I've got a bandsaw now. Cut round this, and then we can start on the rest. Okay, wish me luck. That was scary. Right. Okay, I'm not sure if I've made it better or if I've ruined it, but we've got it now, so let's carry on. With those cracks we were having on the side, I just didn't want anything truly bad happening. So next order of business, I've got to match up the detail we've got on the bottom with the top. I think I can afford to take down these wings a little bit more now, and a little bit further in, and then we can hollow out. Let me know in the comments if you think I've made a complete and utter hash of this, or if you quite like it. I heard something just hit the wall, so that'll be that then. Where is it? I can't find it. Okay, what can we do? Can we? I don't know. I've still got a little bit of room on the edge to go in a bit further, so I can still disguise. No, I can't disguise it. It's there. It's huge. Okay, right. Well, we'll feather it in. All right. Let's see what we can do. Okay, we're going to live with it. We're going to call it a natural edge bowl now. Okay, go a little bit thinner on here, I think, which will take that a little bit further in. Okay, we're just going to live with it. It's part of the bowl. I'll tell you what I am glad though, is that this bit that was connected to it, it was an awful lot longer, and that could be the whole side of the bowl coming off at me. So, okay, we made the right decision. Right, I'll just try and make these walls a little bit thinner, just a fraction, and then we'll start hollowing out. That's all good. I'm liking that. Right, I'm going to set up for sanding. I shall let you watch a bit of it, and I shall bring you back when it's all done. Sanding was a challenge, but we got there in the end. So first of all, as usual, cleaning off with isopropyl alcohol. It really is looking nice, isn't it? Right. Okay, I'll let that evaporate, and then we shall come back and put a final finish on. As before, a nice coating of Howard's feed and wax, and we shall let that dry and buff it in. I'm going to let this dry and then come back in a little while and buff it in. But I shall bring you back when it's ready to take a final look at what we've done. Well, there we go. All things being equal, I'm fairly pleased with the way this has come out. I really was worried about it when we started to see those cracks, and for good reason as well. I mean, that one let go fairly quickly, and if that had been the whole side of the piece, then it could have been an awful lot worse. So I think the decisions we made were the right one. As for the style, well, that's down to you. I think it's going to be a bit of a Marmite one, this one. You either love it or you hate it. It is a shame we lost that side. I would have glued it back on if I could have found it, but I couldn't. So there we go. But there's no denying, whichever side of the fence you're sitting on, that this burl grain is just absolutely glorious. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's even better on this side. Right, going back to the face shield I showed you at the start. As I mentioned, I'm now an ambassador for JSP. What that basically means is that they're going to give me a few products to test out, to try to talk about in relation to how they can help with everyone's safety when they're turning. Now, I'm sure you can just see the actual quality of this piece on your screen now. The face shield is as strong as anything I've seen, and it's comfortable to wear as well. It didn't fog up like I thought it would do, so that's pretty good. Now, I did get this for free. I'm going to leave a link to where you can get more information on this, but I don't get any residual from it. It's just a one-off. Here you go, have a look at this, let us know what you think, kind of deal. Now, there are a few of the more interesting items which they've sent me, which I'm going to be using over the forthcoming week. So I'm going to leave it up to you. Do you want me to do a dedicated video on health and safety in terms of PPE when you're turning, or would you prefer me to kind of drip feed the information over to you week by week? I'll leave that one up to you. But apart from that, this is it. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe, etc. And if you share it as well, then that would absolutely be utterly amazing. And if you leave a comment as well, then you are going to be entered into the giveaway the next time we do one. I'm not quite sure exactly when that'll be, because we've only just done one for the 2-year anniversary, but hopefully it won't be too long. Right, next thing for me to do is to clean up the bed of my lathe. This was wetter than I thought, this oak, and the tannins in the oak has stained the bed of my lathe, so I'm going to get that cleaned before next time. But apart from that, thank you very much indeed for watching, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.